Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite talk show, Bahrain Now, with me, your host, Bara Abdallah. We've got a great show lined up full of local talents, initiatives, and happenings from around the island. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Reem Al Umari is a freelance digital illustrator from Saudi Arabia who has experience in children's books, logos, character designs, websites illustrations, and more, and also is interested in poetry and books. Let's find out more through the Skype call. Hi Reem, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure, definitely. You've been doing a lot of stuff. Tell us more about your journey being a freelance illustrator.
Okay, so I've always been into art growing up. I've even taken art electives in university, which was really fun and I learned so much. And I would say during my university years, that's when I knew that I really wanted to try digital illustration, digital art. So after university, when I came back to Bahrain, I made a vow to myself to get to know more artsy people in the artsy community here in Bahrain. And so I went to different events. I went to poetry readings, art galleries, and showings. And one of the groups that I got involved with is the Sketch Night people. So Sketch Night people is basically just a group of very talented artists here in Bahrain. And we meet up every week in a cafe and we chill and draw together. So being involved with that group reminded me of digital art. And so I had it in my mind that I wanted to buy one of those really expensive drawing tablets that I see a lot of artists use, like the Wacom Cintiq one. But in the meantime, I did download a bunch of art apps on my iPad and I tried them out. And I didn't really like them. I felt like there was always something missing. They didn't understand me as an artist. And then fast forward to COVID during lockdown. And that's when I downloaded Procreate for the first time. And it's a very intuitive program, very intelligent, and I loved getting to know it. And so slowly over time, I started to build my online portfolio. And then I started to get commissions through either Fiverr or Instagram. Yeah, and so I was very blessed to have worked on children's books and logos. And I even worked on a Christmas countdown calendar. And I look forward to working on more projects.
Amazing. You've been very, very busy. Fiverr, Instagram, and not only that, it's just fascinating that, you got into digital art and at the same time poetry. So with that being said, tell me more about your interactive poetry book, Between the Stars. What's that about?
So Between the Stars is an interactive poetry that I self-published back in 2017. Okay. It's basically a collection of random thoughts, fictional scenes, and blackout poetry. And how it serves the reader is that after every poem, you'll see a blank page. And that's for the reader to do whatever it is they want to do. They can write down their thoughts in response to what they've read. They can collage, draw, literally do whatever they want. So basically, each copy of the book would be customized by the reader and for the reader. So that's essentially how it's an interactive book.
I love that. I need a copy. Let's go. Can we see some pages? Yeah. We'd love to see some.
Yeah, sure. I have the book here. So this is the book. This is my baby girl. And basically, you're going to see these blank pages that correspond with every book, with every poetry.
Okay.
This is one example of blackout poetry.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's the idea.
Very therapeutic.
Is it? You should try it and let me know. I'd love to see.
I can see right now me drawing flowers and my son coming in, drawing his Fortnite characters. So we can definitely give that a try. That's amazing. So
that's going to be weird saying Fortnite, yeah.
Well, because he would read it differently than I am, and everything to him is Fortnite. So we'll see.
I relate with my sister. Yeah.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about.
He's a big gamer.
Well, bless you both for that. Now, I have some friends who've been trying to write a book, right? And I can see the struggle and what they have to go through, between taking their ideas and putting it in a book, then finding a publisher or going, on Amazon or different kind of platforms. So through your experience, what does it take to publish a book? I mean, how can you like convert somebody's ideas and put them in the book? To me, it was like, oh my God, that's like just rocket science. But you made it happen. So tell us about your process.
So I have to give credit to my writers group. That's another group that I joined after coming back from uni. And they're basically local authors here who did self-publish their own book. So getting to know them has been really inspirational, and it gave me hope that maybe one day I can publish my own book. And so when I did have a manuscript, I did know where to go after. So I used a platform called CreateSpace, and it's an Amazon self-publishing platform. And you just upload your thing, and then after they review it for 3 days, it's there. It's on Amazon, and it's a print-on-demand service. So that's another great thing about it. So meaning if you wanted to buy my book, you'd order it, they'd print it and send it off to you. But prior to that, it is a learning curve that you have to go through. But I'm glad that I did have their support, and I'm glad that I did have online tutorials. Like everything is online nowadays, so I feel like it's easy. So when it comes to working on the book, I had to go through different editors on Fiverr. One editor, I feel like his critique was very discouraging. I almost gave up on the book. And then the second editor, I feel like she really understood me as a writer, and her feedback was very helpful. And then the fun part for me was when I found an illustrator, and I found one all the way from Venezuela, and we worked really well together. She was very patient with me. I had so many ideas. And this was before my digital art journey, so that's why I had so many ideas with her. But yeah, I feel like I said, nowadays you can do it yourself. There's, other than CreateSpace, there's Ingram Spark, there's Lulu, so there's like different platforms online that you can do yourself.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, they're actually, even though you've been through the process, and as you just mentioned, you got discouraged by some, but motivated by others, that's just amazing. I mean, your story is definitely inspirational in the sense of making a book and how you had to go from, being a poet all the way to being an illustrator. Great process and a lot of steps going on there. But not only that, you also have a business known as Pixie by Reem, where you actually transform kids' drawings into puzzles, t-shirts, etc. Okay, I'm sold. Let's go.
Okay, so I noticed during COVID and during lockdown with online schooling and with kids being at home more, with my sister, she does have kids under the age of 10.
Okay.
And I noticed that she subscribed to this company that would send you a subscription box every month. And it's full of activities that are very hands-on and things that you can build yourself and then use them. So one example is a vacuum cleaner that my niece loves to use. It's really cool if you look at it.
So awesome.
And then another example is a pencil sharpener, or an electric pencil sharpener. So that's stuff that they actually build, the kids. So I knew that I wanted something just as invaluable and just as creative. So I thought, also my nephew, who was 7 at the time, I helped him with a project. Okay. So he writes really funny stories, and he includes really funny illustrations with them, which I really love. So I thought, okay, since I published my own book, I could take his stories, I could put them all in one book, even make an author page for him at the end of it and gift it to him. And I did, and he really loved it. And the best comment he gave me was that this is better than video games.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I didn't expect it. Yeah, so seeing that sparkle in his eyes really pushed me to go with Pixie, because the idea with Pixie is I really want you as a kid to enhance your creative confidence. And also it's another way for parents to recycle drawings, because I do know parents who say like, oh, we have a lot of drawings. You don't want to feel the guilt of throwing them away. So this way you could give them to me, I'll work on them. I can collect them into a coloring book for you, or a t-shirt, or like a wooden ornament that they can hang, whatever, or stickers. So yeah.
That is absolutely brilliant. I just had to clap for you right now. Oh my God.
Well, that's very sweet.
I
Thank
just
you so
love
much.
the idea. It's so simple, but yet so creative and so smart what you've done there.
Hopefully, yeah, that's the idea.
I think my kids alone will just, will just give you like a handful of ideas. So
Yeah,
now,
let's do it.
oh, let's go, definitely. So,
Yeah.
I think I have some homework right now. First, we got your book, Between the Stars. We need to get a copy of that. And now I need to tell my kids, hey, get busy. Your ideas, that can actually make you money now. Let's go, let's go. Have you heard, Pixie by Reem? Yeah, I know her. Let's go. So, lovely talking to you finally. Is there anything you would like to tell to your viewers?
Yes, I'd just like to say thank you so much for tuning in, for listening to my story. If you do want to collaborate with me, my Instagram handle is reem.illustrates. And thank you to you guys for reaching out. This was fun.
All right, well, thank you so much, Reem Al Umri from Saudi Arabia and her creative ideas. Well, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, here in the studio we have Farah, who is one of the top 3 winners of the Radio Bahrain 104.2 FM contest. Farah is also a teacher and does food blogging as a hobby. So let's find out more about Farah. Well, good evening.
Hi Farah, how are you? Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure, definitely.
Thank
so
you.
tell us more about yourself, because there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Well, I am a teacher for the past 12 years. I've been teaching social studies and entrepreneurship to the primary classes. And about blogging, I started that like an year ago, food blogging. Basically, I like interacting with people. So teaching, blogging, you see, and this contest.
I see the pattern.
Yeah, all of them are connected. So that's why I entered this contest, because I like interaction, I like talking to people. And then they used to tell me in school and when I started blogging that you really have a nice voice. So you should do something with that.
Okay.
So then I heard about this contest and I entered in the contest. And alhamdulillah, I was the top 3 and I got the maximum votes from people.
Amazing,
yeah.
Amazing. So the radio contest is to project your voice on radio?
Exactly. They were looking for a new voice in Bahrain. So they came up with this contest. There were thousands of people who sent entries, thousands. And I was among the top 7 selected from those 1,000 people, and I was overwhelmed. I was like, really?
What do you think actually gave you the advantage for you to become at the top 3 right now? What do you think, if somebody would ask you right now, which is me?
Well, Bara, there is an interesting thing. When I sent my video on Instagram, it was a very, a plain video. Just telling people that I have entered, please vote for me. I was talking plainly. But when they heard my voice on radio, Salam Alaikum Bahrain, this is Farah. I started getting a lot of messages and they started voting for me. Like overnight from 500 was 1,000 votes. And I was like, really? Like they were sending me messages, your voice is really nice and we voted for you. Even from Saudi and Dubai. I got messages from there as well. I was very glad.
That is amazing.
Alhamdulillah.
So with that being said, can you give us like a demonstration, your radio voice?
Okay.
Can you hear that? In any language.
Any language?
Yeah, that you actually auditioned with, let's say. Let's start with that.
I started with Urdu, or you can say Hindi because it's a Hindi FM.
Sure, let's start with that.
Okay, so Salam Alaikum Bahrain, this is Farah. मैं आई हूँ आपके सामने रेडियो FM पे कॉन्टेस्ट पे. Okay, बहरीन में शायर का मतलब होता है हेयर. मुझे टॉप 5 में पहुँचाने के लिए कीजिए लाइक, कमेंट और शेयर.
Let's go. Like, comment, let's go. Yeah. That was solid. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm not
Do you
surprised.
want me to translate what I said?
Oh, well, I can guess.
Yeah.
Something about hair.
I was telling them, I mix it up with Arabic that in Bahrain, sha'ar means hair.
Right.
So if you want me to see on the top, please vote for me, vote, comment and share. So rhyming, share, hair.
Smart, smart, smart. Yeah, you got it. That's it. Definitely you got it. So, no, we're waiting for the results, or is it out there?
Well, that was, the results were done.
Right.
There were top 3 winners, and I was one of them. So that was actually about it.
Okay, great. Well, congratulations. Definitely,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
now,
you.
that was an interesting part of your life right there.
Oh, yes, a turning point. I never knew that I'm going to have this thing in my life.
Okay.
And so much of appreciation.
Right.
It was really overwhelming, and I was really happy.
So, with that, did you discover something new about yourself?
Yeah, I did. I did. When I was teaching in school, I was having these events and all for my students, and the teachers, my co-colleagues used to tell me, Farah, you do really good hosting and all, and your voice and your presentation, work on it. And then I started food blogging, and again I got appreciation. They were like, oh, you have a good voice. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for this contest as well, and alhamdulillah, so I discovered that I have this ability, because I think, Bara, this is God gifted. My voice is God gifted, so I'm gonna thank Him for this voice.
Alhamdulillah.
And I just worked on my presentation and how to, put myself to the people.
Would you consider a contest for a TV competition? Let's say Bahrain TV one day say, you know what, we want to do a competition for TV presenters.
Yeah.
Would you apply?
Of course.
Well, look at that. Of course, let's go.
Yeah.
Next time you'll be interviewing me then.
You're the best.
You got a beautiful voice. So with that, now let's talk about your teaching aspect of you, that side of your life. So what do you teach?
I teach social studies. I started with teaching social studies, and then since I'm a graduate in BCom, Bachelor's in Commerce, I started teaching entrepreneurship, and that's basically for primary students. It's mixed more with life skills, saving money and being a wise, chooser, and about banks, initial basic things about banks. What is a credit card? What is a debit card? What is a bank account? And all that.
Okay, can you give us one or two tips? What do you tell your students at school?
Well, I tell them when you're going for needs and wants, so always concentrate on your needs. Wants, you can have them, but not all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't waste all your money on wants. Yeah, so you do that gradually, So this is what I teach.
Okay, well, that's great. I mean, I wish somebody told me that, like at my early stages of life, and I've just been focusing on my wants more than my needs. And it's only when I got married, then like, okay, now we need to focus more on the needs than the wants.
Yeah.
So actually, it's very great that you're actually teaching your young students more like life values into the financial aspect and social studies.
Social studies.
So is that, you do them both together, or it's like different classes?
It's different classes, but we do connect them sometimes, because most of the topics can be combined. In social studies, it's most of culture, life skill. How do you, present yourself? How do you present your country? What do you do in your country? Wow. And then it's entrepreneurship, about more of the money information in your country. So it can always be combined. And I was so happy because this is real life. This is practical thing which I'm teaching. People want to learn this, and people want to teach their kids about life skills, about real life experiences.
Right.
So that's what I do.
That's brilliant. You got smart students now, that's for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, most of them are smart, yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So now you got this amazing voice.
Thank you.
Beautiful presentations. You got my attention, by the way.
Thank you.
That's it. Like, oh my God, she is definitely keeping this together.
Thank you.
You're a teacher. Now, food blogging. What's going on there?
Well, of course, food blogging, which means I'm a foodie.
Okay.
I like food. And I wanted to show people different foods in Bahrain.
Okay.
Different cuisines. So I try to find out new restaurants, food trucks, even home-based businesses and services. And then I blog for them, I promote them, and I tell the people how the food is, I show them and all that.
Okay, is there a certain cuisine you're interested in the most, your favorite?
Well, recently I've been interested in Thai food.
Thai food.
Very nice.
One of my favorite dishes when it comes to Thai cuisine is the pad Thai.
Yeah.
I love pad Thai. Even though I'm allergic to shrimps, but I'm like, okay, just have a little on the side. But it's like, my favorite thing is pad Thai. So based on your experience, what can I find the best pad Thai in Bahrain from your
well, I think there is one in near to District 1.
Wow.
Yeah, Thai house. It's called Thai house. It's really nice.
There's a Thai place over there now?
It's a Thai place. It's not inside District 1, but it's near to District 1. Janabiya.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called Thai house. It's really nice. I tried their food. It's really nice.
Sabaidika, let's go. So you enjoy Thai food, and what is your second favorite, I would say, that you would like to promote at any moment?
Bahraini food.
Bahraini food.
Okay. Let me tell you three things that you won't find anywhere else but in
Okay,
Bahrain.
let's go.
Yeah.
3.
Tikka.
Tikka.
Yeah. I don't
Right.
think tikka is anywhere but in Bahrain. Only in Bahrain.
I
Tikka,
didn't look around,
yeah,
but
the Bahraini tikka. you
Bahrain
know,
tikka.
The old
yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And then chai karak,
Chai karak. All right.
shawarma.
Shawarma.
Yeah.
So are we talking about that we can't find any of these anywhere else?
No, no. Tikka is okay. I agree that we can't find those.
Okay.
Because I know people from Oman, people from Dubai, they come and ask for tikka here.
Okay.
But chai karak and shawarma, we find them in other places. But I think that it's legendary in Bahrain. These 3 things are legendary.
Legend says.
Legend dishes. Yeah.
Well, legendary. I mean,
Legendary.
that is a very interesting word you use there.
Yeah.
They are legendary.
They
right?
are.
They live with the legacy all the way to the end. I mean, if
Exactly.
you don't eat shawarma, tikka, and chai karak, you're not really a full Bahrain, right? I guess at this point.
Exactly.
Awesome, awesome. So now, mostly when you go to food blogging, who do you address? Is it like, you know, the Arabic-speaking audience, the English, the Urdu, or do you mix?
Well, if you go to my page, the Bahrain blog, I have done promotions in Arabic and I have done in English. So I'm actually targeting both audiences, you know, also non-Arabs and also Arabs.
Smart.
I try to convince both of them.
Smart.
You are happy, I'm happy.
People pleaser.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, wow, there's a lot going on.
Yes.
So you keep yourself busy all the time.
Yeah, I do.
So what future plans do you have?
Well, my future plans are, since I came to know that I'm good in this hosting and
Right.
On radio, so I'm thinking of pursuing this. I'm going to try in media. Will that be radio or television?
Right.
I will try. I look myself there now.
Okay.
Yeah. Apart from that, yes, teaching is always there. I will always be a teacher. This is what I started with. You know, this is what I am.
Okay.
And then there is one more thing that I do, Bara. I am also a social worker. I am connected with the Bahrain Performance and Visual Arts Committee.
Wow.
And we basically do charity, and we help people and organizations who are doing work for needy people. So I do that as well. So I want to keep doing that also.
I can see you right now with a YouTube channel. Vlogging your experiences, not only with food, but even being a teacher, a food blogger, and even a person with a radio voice. So any last words to your listeners and viewers? Hopefully they're gonna hear your voice at 104.2 very soon.
Inshallah. Well, I want to tell them that first of all, I want to thank each and everyone who voted for me and appreciated my voice. Because of them, I'm sitting here today in front of you. And the second thing I want to say is there is never too late to pursue your passion and your dream. Whatever your age is, whatever the time is, just go for it. You know, do it, and you will find success. I want to tell this to my viewers. You know, it's never too late. Just go for your dreams, and they will find success. This is what I experienced.
Your
in my
energy
life.
is unbelievable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being you and, you know, pursuing your own dreams and just being an inspirational story for everybody.
Thank you for having me here. It's an honor.
It's a pleasure for us as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, food blogging, teaching, and soon enough could be a voice you'll hear at 104.2 FM. All that took place right here on Bahrain Now. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, Ula is an agency that specializes in psycho-advertising. In Ula, they are known to be experts into the intersection of digital transformation, emotional design, and immersive technology. Today, we have Sheikha Siddiqui, who is the co-founder of Ula, the agency. Well, good evening, Sheikha.
Hi, how are you, Bara?
Great, great. What about yourself? What's been going on?
A lot of things been going on, especially right now with the digital era. We're busy. This month we're busy. Work is just piling up. But it's
Wow.
interesting, but that's the best part. You love what you do,
Okay.
so the more of it, the better.
Awesome, awesome. So now, if I'm gonna ask you this, who is Sheikha?
All right, so I'm basically a growth consultant, content and influencer strategist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so basically I do full funnel marketing that actually converts and is measurable. In terms of content strategy, a lot of brands now, they need to emotionally relate, resonate, and connect with their audiences. And a part of that is influencer strategy.
Okay.
So you help brands find influencers who actually resonate with the brand and offer the same core values and help their clients actually understand what do they offer.
That is really deep.
That is.
That's awesome, actually, at the same time. Because mostly here when it comes to social media, people say, oh, just go to this influencer, post at that time for this many times as an Insta story or Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram and YouTube, and that's about it. But with what you're saying right now, there's a lot of elements to be considered.
That is. I actually have a good example. I just did a campaign with Rolls-Royce, and they were looking for an influencer that actually relates to what they're doing and kind of has the same core value or personality.
Okay.
So we tied them up with Chef Tala.
Okay.
I'm sure you know her. And they loved the content that we created because it ticked all of those elements. The emotional relatability, her persona, the brand persona, and it was their first time. They were so impressed. They put her content, the first time to put Middle East influencer content on their global page.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so if you check their YouTube, their global page on their global YouTube page, you're actually gonna see her content.
Well,
and we're actually still working with them on more projects coming up soon.
way.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Ola, for making this happen.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, I can only ask you so many questions right now, but
Go for it.
I mean, because I want to know more about the social media world, but tell us more about Ola.
Okay, so Ola provides different services, and it's mainly based on what's the gap in the market or what we see a lot of clients asking us. So we started with the film department because, of course, it's the digital era. People consume a lot of content these days. And then the social media department, online advertising, and recent, I think maybe less than 2 years, we started with food photography.
Okay.
And that was, it was a mix of something we saw as a gap in the market and something I really love. If I see a picture and it makes me really hungry, I know I've done a good job.
Nice.
I know that that's a good picture. So I really wanted to bring that to the market. So when we started the department, I'm sure maybe you know, we have so many different clients like House, Mahonia, Masso.
Oh, Masso. Wow.
Yeah. So all of these pictures that make you want to eat, that's us. I'm guilty of that.
Oh
yeah.
man, who needs a diet?
Right?
There you
But yeah. And the influencer department, where we have, we actually invest in influencers. We help them grow and market them and help them find the right brands.
Wow, you are really busy, that's for sure.
Yes, it is getting busy, but it's exciting.
Okay, so it's good busy.
It's good busy, very good busy. I'm a firm believer in do what you love, and as long as you're passionate about what you're doing, I think things will just go your way. If you start looking at the time when you're working, that means that there's something else you're supposed to be doing.
Tell me about it, Sheikha. Tell me about that. But you know, it's interesting right now. We're living in a time where there are a lot of options and opportunities. It's just that pick, experiment until you find your place. So
that's right.
You're absolutely right. Now, the term psycho-advertising. Very interesting. So what kind of psycho we're talking about here?
Okay, so I know it sounds different, but it's derived from the term psychographics. So psychographics advertising, but we actually coined this term.
Okay.
Because it was very interesting. When we were in meetings with clients, they're like, what do you mean by psycho-advertising?
Exactly, what do you mean?
Right? So psychographics is you're not just looking at the customer's age, demographics. You're actually going a bit deeper. You're learning like what's their emotional trigger, what's their lifestyle, what's their opinions. So once you have that psychographic approach in creating your campaigns, you help the client do really effective and converting strategies.
Wow. So when they actually went through your psycho advertisement, I would say work plan, maybe there were like steps for your psycho advertisement.
So we have something where we call as personas.
Okay.
So you have like in each brands, you have different personas. So each persona, we are not just looking into their age. You're looking at what do they like to eat? How busy are they? So let's say if you are a very busy person, when you're gonna go into a website, you're not gonna spend a lot of time reading. So you have to make sure that the UX, the UI is really short and your first time experience was really good. So we take into account of different personas. It is a lot of research in the beginning, but once you have a good foundation, then every time you want to create campaigns, you're like, okay, who am I talking to? Which persona am I talking to today?
Very interesting.
So, yeah.
So how was the reception with that?
It was actually really good. It helped us a lot because in the past, so it's all about rapid experimentations, right? You learn, you try different things and you see what learns. And I was actually lucky that I was mentored by AWS, Amazon Web Services mentorship, leadership. And where I was part of the cohort at C5, and I learned a lot. And working with big tech, it really helped me. I mean, learn all of these skills. Yeah,
definitely. This is like an exciting time right now for you, definitely, right? With Oda and all this happening.
It is, and I'm honestly really data driven, and I would say like I'm obsessed. So when I do any campaign, I'm like consumer obsessed. Like, where are they? What are they thinking? How do they spend their time? So it can be addictive too, because you're always looking at data, like how did it do? And, you know, but yeah.
So now, from psycho advertising to growth hacking.
Okay.
Tell us more about that.
Okay, so growth hacking or growth consultancy, it is basically data driven, based on full funnel marketing and rapid experimentation. So what you're doing here is you're looking at the full customer journey rather than the traditional marketing where you're only looking at brand awareness. So as an example, you would see the user, did they have a good first experience on your website? How long were they on your website? Did they have that aha, wow moment, right? Did they sign up? How regularly do they come onto your website? Is it monthly, weekly? Can you do any pricing strategy? And then you want to scale, right? So you, as a growth hacker, use different automation tools. So I'd like to give an example. So let's say food delivery apps, they have a ton of data about you.
Right.
They know where you order from and they know what restaurants you hover, but you maybe haven't converted. So as a growth hacker, so you would look into that data and you can, without spending any money, you can automate and create an offer on that page that you were hovering.
Very interesting.
So that it basically you're, without spending any money, you are generating revenue with the data that you have.
Wow. I'm like thinking right now, this is like AI stuff going on right now.
It's automation and there's a lot of tools, and it's when you look into the data and you actually segment it in a way and you have like different groups, it actually really, really helps. It's once you start trying different things, and that's about growth hacking, is mainly about rapid experimentation. Amazon have this methodology of agile methodology, Scrum framework, and they always talk about fail fast. But I would like to call it rapid experimentation.
Okay.
Yeah, so you try new things and there is no one formula. You have to try different things, but you have to try them fast.
Okay.
And pivot.
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 Pivot. Pivot.
Can we have that in? That was really good.
I love that.
Pivot. So, yeah.
Oh, we got a couch right
Right,
now.
we got a
move it
couch.
on?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, one last question, if you don't mind. Now, as you've been dealing in the social media world, and today everybody has the opportunity to just jump onto any platform and just become a creator. So, if you're gonna give us like the top 3 tips for anybody becoming a content creator, what you want to say to them?
So it's a simple answer, but it's usually overlooked. So the number one advice that I would give is be yourself, because people really will like you for who you are. And number 2 is be consistent. Treat it like a job. So let's say if you're gonna post 2 times a week, be consistent with that. And with time, you're gonna find out what works, what doesn't work, and maybe you need to increase that. Maybe you need to try different platforms, but have a strategy and be consistent. The third tip would be try different things, because something that might work for other content creators and might not work with your audiences. So the more you're consistent, the more you're trying new things, you'll figure out what people like and what they don't like. And at the end of the day, you want to offer value. As long as you're offering value in your content, you'll always have a good result.
Value, consistency, try different things, and be yourself. Right here.
That's right.
Well, with all that being said, any last words to your viewers?
I do have another company, which is a growth consultancy. It's called Action Labs. And what we do is we focus a lot on growth hacking. So if you need any advice, do let me know.
Definitely. You know, one day I may just open up my own channel. It's like, I need some growth. Let's
Yeah,
hack that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's have a conversation.
Well, Sheikh, it was very informative. We learned a lot with you today. Thank you so much for being with us here on Bahrain Now.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, psycho advertisement, growth hacking, all that was with Sheikh Siddiqui from ULA, taking place right here on Bahrain Now. Well, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed that episode as much as I did. Remember to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. And stay tuned for more exciting segments on Bahrain Now. This was Bara Abdallah. Good night and God bless.